It's fair to say that this particular corporation couldn't have had a worse year. When you think about it, your biggest star, the one that you've paid the most money to, almost at least, well, manages to disgrace you. And then more importantly, you disgrace yourself by basically showing exactly what a lack of a grip you have on that particular organisation. Let me explain. Morning, good to see you. You all right? Thank you so much as ever for your time today. When you think about scandals and stuff like that, we've had our very fair share over here. But of course, it happens everywhere in the world, doesn't it? Particularly if you're a media personality in the 21st century world. It's all about digital clicks, and more importantly, you are today's literal digital time bomb. And very quickly, as they say, people have moved on. This is the digital world. Tragedies are the same, swept away because there's fresh news literally pouring into your phone or your iPad or your computer on a daily basis. But this particular scandal, the one of course with the much celebrated BBC newsreader, Hugh Edwards, really did stick around for a long time, and the BBC, as we now know, famously decided to support him. Sadly for him, how shall we say, his misdemeanors caught up with him, and then he decided to go off and get some treatment. Big names, of course, decided to back him, like John Sopel and Emily Maitlis, only to find out, well, seemingly everything was not what it appeared when they first decided to back him. Even, of course, the ITV news presenter, Tom Bradby, well, basically, he came out and said if only he'd have known the trouble that Hugh was going through, well, he would have supported him. 3 days later, Hugh was suddenly then charged. Terrible sort of timing, one might suggest. But the bigger bombshell really was this. You see, what happened was the BBC, as we all know, decided to carry on paying Hugh Edwards a lot of money. In fact, to the tune of £200,000 plus and more. So a couple of weeks ago, they decided to publicly announce that after much, well, drama, they were going to ask him if he could, those were the key words, actually send the money back. You know, it's making them look a little bit embarrassed. Maybe they shouldn't have paid him. They didn't hear anything from you, so they upset the ante and decided to get legal and sent a few very stern legal letters. Nothing. Now, where are we at quite now? Well, what's interesting is, as we know, in a couple of days' time, Hugh Edwards' sentencing will be put to the fore. Now, the story goes that apparently what Hugh would plan to do rather publicly, and I don't know 100% how true this story is, this is a media inside rumour, that he could possibly be donating that particular money to a charity. Would they want to accept it, given exactly what happens after that particular sentencing? Again, rather tricky. But as for the BBC, they've actually resigned themselves to literally giving away 200,000 of your pounds, of your licence fee paying money of £169 per person in a terrible cost of living crisis to someone that clearly they knew quite a little bit more about. As for Hugh Edwards, he's got other bigger fish to fry. And as one source pointed out to me, they could have done something about this a long time ago and suspended payments until, of course, everything had been fully rectified. But so believing in Hugh Edwards were they decided to carry on paying him. And that's the situation they've now found themselves in. And more importantly, it's you, the great British public, once again, that are funding these misdemeanors. Happy to pay your TV licence now? New Sean in the very heart of London.